Good morning, everyone. Welcome back into my kitchen, Cooking with Carol Diane. This morning I'm going to make a kind of a comfort little dessert. Husband's coming home tomorrow. Got to pick him up at the airport. And I like something that's going to last us for a few days. And this is something that I made quite a long time ago when I was first starting my videos, and I had to do it in a two-part video because at that time I didn't have the software to piece everything together, but now I do. And so I'm going to start all over and make the famous carrot cake. And this isn't just any ordinary carrot cake. This is fresh ingredients. The taste is something that you will want to come back time and time again and make. It is in my first cookbook. It will be in my second cookbook that I'm still in the process of trying to get that completed. Other than that, let's begin to make today. It's a cool day in Colorado. Kind of looks like it's going to do something in the sky any minute. I don't know. In the higher country, it is snowing. We are the second to last week of April before it's over. And where I used to live, I couldn't plan anything or do anything until I knew that all of the snow, even dusting of snow up on the LO7, which was a ridge of mountains, was gone. And then you could plant things, otherwise it would freeze. And down here, we've had 2 nights of 29 degrees, so kind of worried about the fruit trees out there and a few things, but we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping everything survived. But anyway, today I'm going to make this cake, and I hope you do too. I hope you try it because, like I said, the taste is something you'll want to come back to. And whether you make it in 2 cake pans, whether you make it as a bundt cake, this cake can be made in loaf pans, little individual little cake, like a bundt little mini pans. However you want to do it as far as the final product on it, that's up to you. I'm just going to make it into standard cake pans today. So what we start with, yes, is a mixer. Whether you have a tabletop mixer, whether you even have the KitchenAid mixers, whatever mixer that you have, go ahead and bring it out. So I have mine this morning that I brought over here to my counter. I went ahead and put the paddle blade on it to do this recipe. And the first thing that you're going to start with is that you're going to need 1.5 cups of vegetable oil. Now, it's kind of up to you on your vegetable oil, but I have always used, and this recipe calls for, the Crisco pure vegetable oil. So that's what I'll be using. Pardon me, I knew a sneeze was coming. I just don't know when it was going to happen. Let me see if I have that right here. I have so many different measuring cups. Yep, there's 1 1/2. I'm going to make sure this one said the 1 1/2 on it. Pour that into your mixer. And then you're going to need 2 cups of just regular household sugar. And pour that into your mixer, into the oil. Then you're going to take, and I will stop my mixer after I've blended this, but you want to turn it on and you want to take 4 large eggs. If you have them, 4 large eggs, which I did. I bought 4 large eggs. A couple of these, actually I think 3 of them are my farm fresh eggs that my granddaughter gave me, so that was really nice. And so all you'll want to do is crack open the egg and put them in one at a time and let them beat for a good minute, minute and a half each one, because you want to get those incorporated into that sugar and the oil. So after I've done all 3 of them one at a time, then I'll be right back on. Okay, I've stopped my mixer and I've done each individual egg. So now this is just going to kind of sit here for a few minutes. So I'm going to kind of scoot the mixer over. Now take out a bowl, just any kind of a bowl, and now you're going to start with your dry ingredients. So you're going to need 2 cups of all-purpose flour. 2 cups of that. And then you're going to need 2 teaspoons of salt. There's 1. There's 2 of the salt. And then you're going to need 3 teaspoons of nice cinnamon. That always makes everything nice, doesn't it? So there's 1, 2, 3 teaspoons of that, of the cinnamon. I buy mine in the larger jars, and I get them at Sam's Club. I really like them. That and pepper. They have all kinds of spices there, and I like to get the bigger size because it lasts longer. And then you'll need 1 teaspoon of baking soda. That in there. Okay. Now, I like to just kind of whip mine around just a little bit to make sure all of the spices get in there very well before I put it in the bowl of the mixer here. Okay, so now we're going to put this in the mixer. Hopefully I can get it all in this time. Ta-da! Without it going on the counter and down onto the floor. Didn't do too bad. All right, now I'm gonna turn it on just low, low, and have that mix for a few minutes. While you're mixing, well, before you even start with your eggs and anything, get your oven set at 325, get it preheated, and start mixing this up. Most important part of those eggs, one at a time. And to get this in. Okay, now because it is a carrot cake, a couple of other little things. So now that we have all of this out of the way, now you're going to need some raisins. I like to buy my raisins and then put them in a Ziploc bag and put them in the refrigerator. So I get, this is the Sun-Maid raisins, and I get them in a larger quantity. And what you'll need to do is take a saucepan, okay? Don't freak out on me on this. Just take a saucepan. Here it is. And we're going to take 1 cup, my little carrots of the measuring cups, because it is a carrot cake. And I didn't bring over, which let me grab right quick, because I'm going to have a hard time getting these out. I haven't used these in a couple of weeks in here. And sometimes when I put them in the refrigerator, they stick to, they stick to the sides of this box. And so I got to get them out. Whether you use them in a box like this or the cute little individual snacking boxes, it's up to you. You just need a cup. And it doesn't matter if they're a little bit, well, these in this case are cold. They're hard because they're cold, because they're going to cook. Yeah, they're going to cook. I want to get a good 1 cup in here. Good 1 cup. Pretty good. Now pour that into that saucepan, just like that. Then take some water and pour the water in so that it covers all of the raisins. And put this over on your stove and cook it until it comes to kind of a nice little boil, and then set it off to the side of the stove while you're doing your carrots. So let me start this real fast. Real fast, won't take me but a minute. Just a second in there. And now I'm going to bring out, because when I did this before, I did it with just one of these. Really, that's all I use. But today, I'm going to speed it up, and I'm going to do it this way on my carrots. My little carrots, because I'm going to need, where is the bowl? Oh, right here. Not quite awake this morning. I really am not. I had a late night last night, and I kept thinking, I want to do that carrot cake, so I have it for the weekend and have, something sweet and good. So here are the carrots, and, I just did a few of them here. I probably won't use all of these, but I also am going to make a nice little carrot salad with a dinner that I'm going to do. So whatever I have left over, I'm going to use. Trust me, I'm going to use. So like I said, whether you use one of these, which I did, I showed you how to do this in my last video when I was making this, or if I want to use this, grab a knife so I can cut them in two. I really thought I had everything laid out this time. I really did. So on this one, because I'm going to put several in here and speed it up and make it go fast in these little guys. And it will. Turn my machine on. This is a Ninja. I don't promote it by any means. It's just, I got the thing and it does several things. It has not only the food processor, but it has a blender, very big, long, tall blender area to it. So I've used it quite a bit. The last time I used this one was making my Easter sugar eggs that I decorated and gave to lady friends. And because you need to have that sugar really ground up fine. And so the dang thing works, it works fast, and it's got a lot of power to it. It really does. All right, so I'm going to grind these up. Shred them up, I should say. Gotta be politically correct, don't I? Shred them up. Shred them up. And I said, it won't matter to me how many I use or don't use, because I am going to use the rest of the carrots. Pretty fast, huh? Rather than going this way, chop, 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 chop. Yep, pretty fast. Isn't it amazing what we have in our kitchen nowadays that we never used to have? Oh, we had little choppers like that. We really did, the shredders. But we didn't have fancy machines like this. We didn't. Diane gets it all over. No matter what I'm doing, it goes all over my kitchen. It really does. Let's see if I have the 3 cups that I need, which I think I will. I'm going to get rid of this because I'm pretty sure I've got 3 in here and a little bit more. So let's just measure it out in my measuring cup just to make sure. They have some measure little lines on this, but I really want to make sure I've got my 3 cups. And see, I did. I had quite a bit left over, which I will use the rest of my carrots now to make my salad. And that'll be kind of nice today on this little cold day that we seem to have. I don't know why in April. April showers are supposed to bring May flowers, but I haven't seen so much of the showers yet. It's just kind of gloomy, like it wants to snow. Just doesn't do it. It just doesn't. All right, so now we're going to put in these here in just a minute. I'm still waiting for my raisins, and they won't take very long at all. And also, we need some walnuts. So we need about a cup of walnuts. So I'll take out a cup here on them. And I like to leave mine the big chunks. If you want to chop them up and have little walnuts in your cake, that's great. So I'll just kind of set that in this. This cute little find, this was at an antique store. The lady's going out of business. And I found that and I thought, oh, I could use that on my cooking. I really like the shape of it. And also at the antique store, which I have shown once before, are my little pie birds. Now, pie birds, I want to collect a whole bunch of them, but I've had this one little pie bird right here for a very, very long time. That was my kind of first little pie bird, was this little guy. And then I found at this antique store another one. Isn't real cute? Has a lot of the yellow on the beak. And then I went back and I found this ceramic one. Oh my gosh, I just fell in love with this one. So now I have 3 pie birds to add and be friends with my first one. And you're gonna, and young people out there that don't know. And there was a gal with me, and there was one in the store that didn't know what a pie bird was. Well, a pie bird is that when you have your pie in the middle of your pie, you've got your crust on top. Instead of making the little slits that are for steam to come out of it, you put this down in your pie, just like that, down in the crust, and then the steam comes out right here, out the bird's beak, and lets it out and doesn't maybe like a blueberry pie, that you don't want it to boil over, in other words, and come out on your pretty crust or down onto the oven or whatever. That's what these little guys are for, and I'm thrilled to get them. I really am. Thrilled to get those. Okay, so now my raisins are finished, and let me grab real fast something to strain them out in. Strain them out. Again, I do apologize. I should have had this out for you. I got busy this morning doing other things. Get you another bowl. Get you a strainer and start straining all that water, all that juice out of there. That back in there. We'll set this way the heck gone over here. I'll use that just here in just a second. All right, so first things first. 3 more ingredients now to go in this nice cake. So first I'm going to put the carrots in. Put all of them in. Make sure you get them all. Oh. After all, you've chopped them up, so you want to get them all. Now I'm going to put the raisins in. Put the carrots in, now the raisins. And see, this is why I'm looking around for another mixer, people. I really am. I mean, I enjoy my KitchenAid, but I'm looking around for kind of the old-fashioned ones again. I really am. All right, I'm going to start this just on low, making sure it all gets mixed in. That part of it. I have already prepared my cake pans. You're going to need 2 cake pans, and you're going, when I say prepare them, I sprayed them with cooking spray. I put a little bit of flour in, and I did the dusting on the sides of the spray, and then I went ahead and sprayed just a little dollop of spray in the middle to put parchment paper down. Parchment paper comes in either the kind of the long box kind, that, like an aluminum foil or saran wrap that you tear off, or you can get them in sheets, and I like them in the sheets. And so I got that, and I just set it down on the parchment paper. I take a pin and I run around the bottom part of the cake and cut it out, and there's your true circles that go for your cake pans. All right, this is done. As far as all of that, get it where I can get the blade out here. I got some carrot stuff everywhere here. Get this out. And I'll tell you right now, the smell of this, it really does smell good with that cinnamon and the fresh carrots. I always have fresh ingredients. Now, you can buy in the grocery store now, they didn't have it years ago, but now you can buy the shredded carrots already in a bag, and that's kind of nice to have. But if you don't have that, then go ahead and do it the way I've done, of just shredding them up. Make sure I got all incorporated in, and now I'm going to add my walnuts. This is such a yummy cake, I'm telling you. And I'm just folding that in of the carrots. When you start to beat and blend those eggs one at a time, it gives it such an airy texture, and that's what's nice. Now take half that batter and put in one pan. Take the other half and start with your other pan. If you feel like you have too much in one or not enough in the other, go back and add some more. Just to kind of get it even. If you're a real stickler and you definitely want them even, then I would say measure it out. But I've never done that over the years. You know, I just kind of eyeball it and make sure that the cake is even in there. Now, depending on where you live at your oven at 325, I'm going to bake these for anywhere from 40 to 50 minutes. When you get to the 40 minutes, you know, check on them and always do your cake tester of either a toothpick, a cake toothpick that's longer, or just a sharp knife in the middle to see if it comes out clean, then you know that they're done. So I'm going to pop these in the oven and wait my 40 to 50 minutes. I think the last time I did this, it did take a good, I think pretty much 50 minutes. And that's okay. I've got time, I really do. So I'll be right back. Okay. All right, I'm going to finish up my video by showing you the nice cream cheese frosting that I'm going to frost my cake. I took the remainder of those shredded carrots and I made my little carrot salad. So simple to do. So a good probably 2 cups of the shredded carrots and about a quarter of a cup of your some more raisins, and cooked them just like I did for this cake. And that cooking them makes them plumped. Plump means if they're going to rise and get soft. They're not going to be the little shriveled up little hard raisin. They're going to become soft once you cook them and drained all of the water. And then I had a small little can of little tidbits of the pineapple. You add that, a couple tablespoons of sugar, and about a half a cup of mayonnaise. Your choice, I use Miracle Whip. Whip it all together, and that's my nice carrot salad that I'm gonna have. That's gonna be real nice, it really is. So now I'm on to doing the cake, and they're out of the oven. It took exactly 50 minutes because, like I said, my particular oven where I'm at, I don't know. Anyway, it didn't take the 40 minutes, it took 50. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take this one, and like with so many cakes, and I like to cool mine on regular cake racks that have the cooling part, you know, for the bottom. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take a long knife and I'm just gonna cut off that top little layer where I feel like it's just a little bit bumpy on the top, that I don't want, it's not just gonna lay down on the cake like what I would like. And then I've got a paper towel over here that I'm just gonna kind of dust it off and put it over here, right here. Then I have a cake plate that I'm gonna put it on. I decided to just go with a plate right now instead of one that has a pedestal on it. I'm just going to use this one. So I'm going to take my cake now. I'm going to take it out, take the paper off, that parchment paper off, and set it down on my cake plate. Just like that. So simple, huh? Let me grab a knife. Okay, and grabbing my knife, I went ahead and wrapped my carrot salad with some saran wrap and stuck it back in the refrigerator because I want it to stay cold for this evening. Okay, so simple on the cream cheese frosting, but if you've never made it, get you 1 box of Philadelphia cream cheese, which these are a 8-ounce box. Take that, put in your mixer. Forgot the blade. That's not going to work without a blade, is it? Guess I'll grab that right quick too. Had a phone call in between making the, getting all this put out and waiting for the cakes to be cooling. I couldn't get off the phone. I really couldn't get off the phone. Anyway, you're gonna put the cream cheese in here. I love it when good friends call and want to chit chat. You know, I take the time to sit down and hear what they have to say and talk with them because good friends are hard to find, let me tell you. True good friends. It takes a while to get a friendship off the ground as far as a genuine one. There's all kinds of people out there, and I found a few. I really have. But the ones that I have right now in my life, I wouldn't trade them for the world. They're the best. They really are. Okay, and then take 1 stick of butter, soft butter. This one's been sitting out all morning. And that's 8 tablespoons is in one of these. Stick that in your mixer, like so. And then I'm going to take 1 teaspoon of my Madagascar vanilla. It's a better vanilla. I like the flavor. I like the smell. I just think it's a little bit more costly than your regular vanilla in the store, but it's so worth it. Really is. Okay, so this one now I'm going to put on. I put my whip beater blade on instead of the paddles. Mix that just a little bit. Now we're going to take some powdered sugar, as you got to have that for frosting. And this one calls for 2½ cups of powdered sugar. So I brought out my 4-cup measuring cup so that I have plenty of room to have the 2½ cups. I will be posting this on my website, cookingwithcaroldiane.com, so that you can see what it really looks like, kind of up close on the website. And I think you'll like that part of it. I really do. I have lots of things on my website. I don't always get every single video on there. I've tried to put a lot of pictures of what I've made over the years to try to help people. The gadget area is real fun on a lot of things that I have in my kitchen that you have commented about to me personally and have said, you know, where did you find that? Or, you know, I want one of those. And so I've pretty well linked a lot of it that you can find. Now, vintage little things like this little guy, you have to go either on eBay and an antique store. Sometimes you find them in thrift stores, yard sales, or whatever. And I have one of these different ones, but I have them in pretty much all of my plastic containers for flour, for sugar, for like this of the powdered sugar. And I just really like them because I'm a vintage person. I really do. Okay, and then you give that a whirl and let that beat up. If you feel like you want just a little tiny bit of liquid in there, I always have on reserve just a little sprinkle or two of just milk. And that helps too. Get this all whipped up. Doesn't take very long. The sun finally came out today. That's great. But the sun came out. Got away from that gloomy feeling, depressive, gloomy feeling. Some people would say, oh, I just curl up over the weekend with a real good book. That's great. Try my novels. Try mine. They're on Amazon. The first one's called Crossroads. The second one is called Chicken Scratches. And no, it's not about chickens. Third one is in the making right now. Takes me a while. Because they're not little books. Most of them are over 500 pages. And it takes a while to write that much on things. But I'm doing it. I'm doing it. And you know when you have something, whether it's a craft, whether it's just whatever you've done in life, and the people that you think, landline, hang on a minute. I do apologize for that. Spam caller, wouldn't you know? Anyway, you know the people that you think, oh, they're going to buy that, you know, whatever I've made or I've done. It's been like that on my my novels that I have written. The people that I least expect to actually buy and sit down and read my novels has kind of cracked me up. It really has. And one of them, one family member that I really had no idea, and I thought, oh, you know, whatever, was my older brother. He has not only bought my first book, but my second book, and read both of them all the way through. And then he would text me just a short little message. The first one, I think he was like on chapter 7 or something of my first book. And he says, well, I didn't see that coming. And then he would say, oh, just funny little things like he thinks, the second one's kind of a whodunit story. And he kind of thought he had it all figured out. But he gets a little confused on a couple of them. But I got, and just oodles and oodles of praise to me, which really touched my heart, you know, of how well I have done and good job, you know, on publishing 2 novels and to keep it up. You know, he can't wait for the third one. And so I told him, I said, the third one, it's coming along, but I said every now and then I get writer's block, like so many writers do. And I said, then I have to kind of put it away, and I don't know, you know, life gets in the way, and you have to just kind of put things away a little bit and think, okay, now I'm on to this or whatever. I'll get back to that. Well, I have a hard time with that because sometimes I don't get back to it, but I will on this one. There's just a couple of areas that I'm kind of stumbling on, but I'll get it done, and then I'll get that third one out there for everybody. But truly, ones that have bought my book, it's like, I had no idea that you would like something like that you would actually sit down and read. There's a couple of, well, more than a couple of friends that my husband knows that have already bought the book. One of them, he wanted me to buy the book myself, have it come to my house, and then so that I could sign and autograph the book for him. And a lot of people are like that. I've got a couple of girlfriends that said the same thing. You go ahead and buy it, Diane, and have it come to your house. I'll pay you the full price for it, but I want your autograph on it. And so that's what I'm kind of in the process of doing right now, is getting all that done for them. So I said I'm proud of them, and I put that on my website too, that, you know, if you're doing just like this, you've made a cake for the day or whatever, and you're waiting for it, get out my book and read it. They're funny little stories. But what all of you don't know is that I'm woven through so many of the chapters in my life of experiences that I've done, places I've been, people I've met, things that have happened along the way in my life that I just kind of wanted to put in a story, and that's what I've done. That's what I've done. Now, on this carrot cake, you could do a couple of little things. You can do it and stop right here, you know, and say, that's all I want. I just want a little bit in the middle, and I want some on top, and stop there. And cakes are always good that way. They really are. You just have no idea how good they are. I'm going to see how much frosting I have to do the whole cake here. And even if it's a light coat of frosting, that's all right. It's okay. It'll all come out in the wash, as my mother used to say. It'll all come out in the wash. So if you're having a day like me, that it started out kind of gloomy and you think, I just kind of want to bake something in my kitchen. And so I did. And then the sun comes out and that's great. Now I can maybe get outside and do something outside. Because I kind of am an outdoor person. I like to work in my yard. I love to garden. And pretty soon here, within the next couple of weeks, I'll be getting things to do in my greenhouse to get it going, because I like to have all my herbs fresh grown that I use in the kitchen for cooking. These little containers of having the, you know, like thyme, you know, crushed up thyme, that's great. But to have the fresh thyme in your house, and that you know that you've grown, you know, somewhere. You don't have to have a greenhouse to grow herbs. You know, they can be in any kind of a little planter, and you grow them. And I like to do all of that. I really do. I did a video walk through my yard, walk through my garden, and I showed you my greenhouse of how it was kind of started. And I think on that one I showed the final of when it, you know, they got up a little bit bigger of all the plants. And so good. I love cream cheese frosting, I really do. It's good stuff. It really is. My granddaughter texted me this morning, good morning, Grandma. How's your day going? I miss you. I love you. She's 11. She's getting ready to move back down where I am. I'm so excited about it. And for her birthday, one of the gifts that I gave her, they have the raised little flower beds that they're going to be planting things in. And so I got her the kid version of the apron to wear and the garden tools, you know, what to have to plant things and do. And little seed packets of flowers and different things for her to plant all by herself. Little garden gloves that I think she's going to get a big kick out of. And I told her, I said, even though it's not quite time to do it yet, I said, you just put this away for when you do get down here and you want to start out there in that yard of planting things. I said, then you're all set to go. She's just such a sweetheart. She really is. Okay, so this is my carrot cake finishing up here. I'll take a picture of it. I'll show it at the end. I'll show it on my website. But I think you get the general idea. This looks pretty good. And then I think I'll just, I'll take one walnut. I don't put a carrot or anything on it, but I'll take a nice big walnut. See if I can get one whole. I'll just stick that on top. Just to have that little extra on top to make it look nice. So there is my carrot cake for you. That's simple to do. Go make this recipe. Don't go buy one in the grocery store. Don't buy the box kind. This one's got the flavor that you're after, and I think you'll like it. So from my kitchen to yours, this is Carol Diane. Signing off for another video in my kitchen when who knows what the next one's going to be. Happy spring, everyone. Catch you later. Bye-bye.